So hello everyone and welcome to another video from the channel Simon Gravity Tracks. As you may know, I made a 12 by 12 cave door. I already uploaded the showcase. This is the official explanation, or at least something like an explanation. If you haven't seen the showcase, I would highly recommend checking it out, because this is just the nerdy way of saying I made a 12 by 12 door, look at me. So yeah, let's take a look. We're gonna see some things and why did I do them that way. Here is the floor, the ceiling is going away currently. Bam, done. And the walls are also being retracted. Let's go. So we can see there are 2 block deep gaps in the walls, and there are also some fixed 2 block deep gaps, which are, oh my god, this is so crammed. They're right here. Normally these blocks would be here, but I added a little circus to push them there, because if they were here, you would see an exposed piston. 2 pistons for 1 block, and then this one would have it like that as well, and that is very ugly. I don't want to have that in my door, so I didn't. As you can see, the sides are symmetrical because it's an even by even door, as well as the floor and ceiling. They're also symmetrical. So if we trigger the door, we can see that the T flip-flop activates down here, turning our button input into a lever input, as well as giving us the button input. So the lever input goes into the bottom pistons. Oh my god, this is so laggy. Then through these torch towers, it goes into the side, and the side is actually split into 2 sections. We can actually watch that on the animation. These are just ghost blocks. Nothing has actually gone wrong. But you can see that some of the side retracts before the rest even start to move. And you see that these blocks reappeared. Those are just ghost blocks because the game is just so laggy. Oh my god, why can I not enter fly mode? Okay. So it's split into 2 sections, mostly to prevent lag, which still kind of failed. But yeah, it is activated a little bit apart. And also some of the piston extenders have this system, which is basically this piston extender algorithm, but modified. I don't know how to say that, I'm just not good in English. Modified, probably. Yeah, it's to make it possible to have observers above them, or to have a little more optimal way to put observers next to them. Over here, I'm going to take an example out of this. You can see that this has the exact same control lines as my quadruple extender on the bottom, and they're placed on top of observers, which are controlling these pistons, which are controlling these blocks. But Simon, how are these observers controlling these blocks? There is nothing in between. Well, it's because the observers are just weird and they actually power the pistons. I have no clue why that happens. And actually, if there was a block here, then it would break a lot of things, because it would not only power this piston, it would also bug power this piston and this piston. And if you don't know what bug powering is, I'm not going to explain it because that would take like half an hour. But just know that it would break some things. It would break a lot of things if that was to be happening. So I just don't have blocks there. I just have floating pistons. And over here, we don't have to worry about that budding thing. So we can just have the observers right next to each other and right next to the pistons. Actually, yeah, if we had observers right here on this block, then the redstone on top of the observers would still power the piston, which is not something we want as well, so that is what I'm preventing. So the lever impulse goes into both the sides, and then this little section on the ceiling is also powered by a lever impulse. And then we have the button section, which goes into two parts. One is this, the bottom, which are just triple piston extenders, which are running on a button input. And they also have gap fixers for them, which are also fired from one button. This is the delay, and then these observers are powering these pistons, which fixes up the floor. We can actually do a little bit of a thing where we basically just do this, and we basically just force the floor to open. Yeah, the floor is basically the most versatile part of the door. I cannot really do this with any other part, but you can see that this is basically the same chunk as the triples are activating on the ceiling, but the triples on the ceiling don't have the gap fixing pistons all the way up here. They have them lower because they're not attached to slime blocks, but over here we do have to get more slime blocks because of how big the triple piston extenders are. So the pistons are just gonna get dragged up here, but that isn't an issue at all, because we can see that when we click this button again and come back, everything works. And yeah, the door is basically clicking the button for us. As I click this, then it basically just clicks that as well. Also, this is just for cinematic shots. It's just to delay the pulse so I can set up a camera angle. And then, actually, to get back to the button impulse, it also travels over here through this torch tower all the way up to here, which are the top triples. The top triples only have one slime block instead of two, as the bottom triple had. And I think we can actually demonstrate it. Wait a sec. I hope this doesn't break things. Okay, doesn't look like it. Okay, yeah, everything works. So you can see that the same amount of blocks extended, except for there are no pistons here, except for this one, which is just a little bit of a byproduct of these triples being there. It fixes itself. But yeah, you can see that the gap fixing pistons stay up there because there's only one slime block over here, whilst there's two slime blocks in the floor. As we can just take a quick look. We're just gonna click this. You can see that the top fixed itself. And over here, when we look, there is two slime blocks instead of one, and that is the key difference. Also, yeah, on the floor, there is only one line of triple extenders over here, and there's two lines of triple extenders over here, and that's because these triples have weird wiring, and just implementing that extra set of pistons makes everything easier. So I just do that, and over here, it's easy enough of it on itself, so I just kinda don't implement another piston. So that's a thing. And that is probably everything I can say to the door. We can still, though, take a look at the layout. The green blocks are, I mean, they have to be pulled with single extenders, the yellow ones with double extenders, the red ones with triples, the black ones with quads, or 4 blocks, the white ones with quintuples or 5 blocks, and the center with 6 blocks, 6 block extenders. And yeah, you can see that there's way more stuff happening on the sides than the floor and the ceiling, because I just don't know how to make good quadruple extenders for the top and bottom, and like quintuple extenders as well, stuff like that. So that is a thing. What we can see though is that I'm using the slime block extender, so this is just really long, and the real door as well. And there is a lot of double gapping, but some of it gets fixed, some of it doesn't. And also there is a thing that basically is the entire secret to how I managed to make this door so quickly, and it is right down here. Let me demonstrate. So, we're just gonna do this. Let's say I have something like this to retract a chunk of the door. Yep, it's just all wired to one extender, no problem. But imagine there is blocks over here that need to be pulled as well, and I don't really have a lot of space for it. Well, what I invented in the 11 by 11 is this. I can basically just take the slime block around this slime block for them to not stick to each other, and then activate both these pistons at the same time, which would not break anything, and it would make life very much easier on me. And yeah, that idea was born with the 11 by 11. You can see I am using it. Where is it? Right here. Right here. There is the loop. And even in the 11 by 11 layout, it's visible. This is the 11 by 11, not the 12 by 12. It is over here, it is over here, and on the 12 by 12, it's up here and down here. So that's a thing. And this is actually the only reason I could actually make that 12 by 12. And why did I actually make it so soon? Because I just thought of this, like, oh my god, wait, I could use this to make a 12 by 12. And so I did. And boom shakalaka, look at this. I have a 12 by 12 door which fully works, and it just slowly kinda closes. And I delete my inventory, and yeah, that's it for today. I am probably going to be live streaming after this video on 11 a.m. of my time. I don't know where you're watching this from, but yeah, for me it's 11 a.m. And that's it. I hope you liked this explanation, and goodbye.